Thank you. And if I can just say, if you asked a question, most of them we didn't answer because there wasn't time. All of them over the next few weeks we'll try and do something on the website. If you are making some suggestions to us about the things that are important in the next stage, over the next few months we as a core team, we only meet together once a month. We'll look at all of that and put, again, some sort of report on the website. Okay, so it's a serious process to ask you to help us. This conference is called Following the Missionary Spirit, because we believe the Holy Spirit has been leading the church in new approaches to mission. We have indeed been seeing what God is doing and joining in. And for quite a long time, I've used the metaphor of having caught a wave of the Holy Spirit, and always said that central to my job description was the words, "don't fall off." Now, it seemed to me we have to continue to ensure that we catch the wave, that we stay on the board, that we follow the leading of the Spirit. But I'm increasingly clear that there is also a gift we are now beginning to understand that we have been given, and stewardship of the gift, as well as following the Spirit, is the key to the future. The journey's been long enough to recognize that we've been given a gift of the Holy Spirit, a distinctive charism, a communal gift for planting fresh expressions of church, be they new congregations or full church plants, seeking to be appropriate in each case to their context. It's given to draw into Christian discipleship those who are not active followers of Jesus or part of any church, and we've heard some stories about that today, and we're deeply grateful to God for it. Now, that's the purpose of the charism, but what is its nature? What constitutes the gift that we are being given? I believe the key to the future is not so much knowing how far we have traveled, because there's so much farther to go. The key to the future is understanding what we've been given for the journey. I've written about this in the current edition of the Church of England newspaper, which you will be given as you leave, but I want to take it a little further here. First, it's a gift of faith. Ordinary Christians have been taking small cross-cultural risks for the sake of Christ. They've been stepping out of familiar patterns of church life to plant something new for those untouched by these familiar patterns. They've been empowered to take a risk of faith. Acts 1:8 tells us that this lies at the heart of the gift of the Spirit for mission, empowering us for witness beyond our familiar settings. You know the text, Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, the ends of the earth. I'm now convinced that is fundamental to the nature of the gift of power for witness. It's then an incarnational gift, a gift for contextual mission. We're learning to follow the Spirit as by his power, Christ's body takes appropriate local shape. It's a gift for our time and for each locality. For our times, because both our national culture and the relationship between church and culture have been changing fast. For each locality, because we're taking more seriously the uniqueness and complexity of each context. It really is church for every context. It's then a gift of discernment and of missional imagination. Lots of times I do clergy conferences and I talk about missional imagination, and I can read the faces, and if you've got a purple shirt, they don't always say what they're thinking, but their faces are saying, "It's all right for you, Bishop, my people haven't got any missional imagination." And that, of course, is the wrong question. The key question is simply, is the Holy Spirit here? Because it is the Spirit who is the source of that imagination. Discernment in context is the key. We learn to listen as we allow the Holy Spirit to direct us. It's a gift of not knowing the end at the beginning. The fresh expression takes shape as we listen and serve, and we are unlikely to know what it will look like finally as we start. It's then a gift of diversity. The Holy Spirit gives varieties of gifts. One size does not fit all. The Sheffield Centre study of the Diocese of Liverpool and Canterbury revealed 19 different models of fresh expression in each diocese, there being 70 or so fresh expressions in each diocese. Some models appear frequently, as is appropriate for a branded society. Our complex society has things in common as well as great diversity. And the reason for the diversity is appropriateness to context, not uniqueness of the model. Is it appropriate here? That's the question. It's a traditioned gift, the latest manifestation of a living tradition. At its heart is the call to proclaim the gospel afresh in this generation. It's not a rewriting of the claims of Christ to make them more amenable to a consumer age. It's about a more faithful embodiment of the historic gospel for our times. Fresh expressions are an integral part of the Church's mixed economy approach to mission. It's a gift which honors inherited approaches for their faithfulness to the gospel and seeks to complement them by equivalent faithfulness. And then it's a vocational gift. It cannot be exercised without pioneers, which is why pioneers have chaired sessions, pioneers have told their story. Those who take the lead in the small and large cross-cultural steps, which are the inescapable starting point of any fresh expression. And one clarification I want to make, I don't just mean stipendiary pioneers. I think it's great that the Church of England has ordained pioneer ministers, that the Church Army has such excellent lay ones, that Venture, FX, missioners are at work, that Tim and others now do such a work for the United Reformed Church. But it's local lay in life pioneers who are planting most of the fresh expressions. One of the most striking features of this movement has been the number of new leaders it has generated. Yes, the full-time stipendiary ones, but the number of these is dwarfed by the hundreds of lay leaders in fresh expressions, often and partly in teams, who were not in any form of leadership before God called them to this. We've been hearing today it's an ecumenical gift involving the Church of England, the Methodist Church, the United Reformed Church, the Congregational Federation, ground level, the Church of Scotland, and other conversations still taking place. One really important one for me next week. This is a unity which God blesses because it is a unity in weakness. As we all have to learn new approaches to mission in a changing world, and choose to learn together, better together, crazy apart. That is where God's promised blessing rests. It's a gift of partnership as mission agencies and prayer movements work together with denominations. Church Army and its Sheffield Centre, CMS, Anglican Church Planting Initiatives, 24/7 prayer, and now the Council for World Mission. The old theologically inadequate distinction between church and parachurch is being broken down as we learn to plant new expressions of church. It's proved to be an international gift, as developments here have resonated with friends in other parts of the world. MSM, as you've heard, is now being taught or planned, at very least, in Australia, Barbados, Canada, Germany, Hong Kong, New Zealand, South Africa, Switzerland, and the USA, and I bet I've missed somebody. It's a gift of hope, perhaps the most important of all, demonstrating the life of the Spirit through the church, showing that the church in Britain can grow, that it is not condemned to inevitable decline because of the average age of many of its congregations. The Holy Spirit is restoring faith in the power of the gospel here and now. But does this gift have further treasures to reveal, further equipment for the task ahead? It's already proving to be a gift of new or renewed forms of community, of communal discipleship, even of religious life. Will it prove to be a gift of patience, which recognizes how long it takes to journey from no faith or from initial inquiry to wholehearted discipleship, and so patiently nurtures those on the way? It's a piece of writing by Lucy Moore's husband Paul about making disciples in Messy Church, a book to look out for when it comes, that has particularly helped me to see that even more clearly. Will it prove to be a gift of patience? If it is a gift of the Spirit, it has that capacity if we will receive it. Will it be a gift of transformation? The quality of discipleship is always the great challenge. We already have good stories to tell, but does this gift have more to teach us about a transformed life which outshines our seductive consumer culture? If it's a gift of the Spirit, it has that capacity if we will receive it. Will it be a gift towards maturity? Will new forms of church mature without losing their distinctive character and contextual significance? If it's a gift of the Spirit, it has that capacity if we will receive it. And will it be a gift of continuing innovation? Because the one certainty about the future is society won't stop changing. If it's a gift of the Spirit, it has that capacity if we will receive it. The Apostle Peter wrote that we're to be good stewards of God's manifold grace. The future then is a matter of faithful stewardship, of keeping faith with the missionary spirit and remaining open to whatever new riches might be revealed in this gift. It's also a call to perseverance as we maintain our commitment to the re-evangelization of this land. As I conclude, I want to make one very clear statement. The Fresh Expressions team is staying in business beyond 2014, period. It will continue to network pioneers, gather learning, publish stories, and provide the training needed. New partners are joining, longer-standing ones identifying the work that is needed well beyond 2014, whoever's Archbishop of Canterbury and whoever is the Fresh Expressions team leader. You can take that as given. So will we, the church in this land, persevere with the gift and with the task? By God's grace, which is, of course, his unmerited gift, we will.